Hello and welcome to the Daily Bible Podcast. My name is William Hemsworth. Thank you so much for joining me for today's episode. Well, it's been about a week since I've done an episode of the Daily Bible, and I got a lot of messages, emails, Facebook messages on Twitter, etc., asking what happened. Is the show canceled? You guys know the show is not canceled. Last Thursday, I got struck with a really bad cold, and I was losing my voice intermittently. Over the course of the week, I've done several one-minute tests for the show, just to see if my voice could handle it, and it was horrible. It pretty much sounded like I was going through puberty again, and as you may tell, my voice is still a little on the raspy side, but I'm here. Let's get this party started. And today we're going to be covering Matthew chapter 8, verses 21 and 22, which say, "Another of his disciples said to him, 'Lord, first let me go and bury my father.' But Jesus said to him, 'Follow me, and let the dead bury their own dead.'" So as you may remember, a week ago when we covered verses 19 and 20, Jesus is talking about discipleship in these passages. And this passage that we read today, where Jesus says, "Let the dead bury their own dead," is one of those hard verses of the Bible that some people don't want to tackle. And here on the Daily Bible, we cover every verse. So on the surface, it seems like Jesus is being very heartless here. So I hear someone saying, "Jesus, why are you being so mean?" Well, he isn't. He's emphasizing something very important. He's emphasizing discipleship. And discipleship is based on the imitation of Christ. So unlike the apostles who left their occupations and families, this potential follower of Jesus is hesitant to embrace the demanding call that Jesus has. And that's kind of like all of us. Are we truly following Jesus? Are we going where he's leading us to go? Jesus very well may call us to leave our occupations and do something else for him. He may tell us to move, to go somewhere else. Are we willing to follow Jesus at all costs? Are we willing to follow him if we're being persecuted, if we're being made fun of, if our lives are on the line? You see, he has to be the priority. That's what discipleship means. And if you believe in Christ, you are a disciple. And as far as burial goes, burial was, in ancient Judaism, burial was sacred. Extremely sacred. And we see this in various places such as Genesis chapter 50 verse 5 and in the Deuterocanonical book of Tobit in chapter 4 verses 3 through 4. So here Jesus singles out the custom to emphasize the greater importance of discipleship. Our allegiance to Christ must even outweigh our family obligations, our family commitments. And it also echoes, it also, as you can tell, this show's live and I don't edit it, but it also echoes Elijah's call of Elisha to be his follower in 1 Kings chapter 19, verses 19 through 21. And unlike Elijah, Jesus denies the request to fulfill parental duties, showing that discipleship in the new covenant has higher demands than the old. Now, this doesn't mean that we are disrespectful to parents or elders or anything else. That's not what this is saying at all. Remember, Jesus fulfilled the law perfectly, which would have meant command 4, honor your father and mother. Now, what he's saying is, if our parents, our families, or elders are telling us to do something contrary to what Christ is telling us to do, we need to do what Christ is telling us to do. And so my question again to all of us, are we doing what Christ is calling us to do? Especially in this Holy Week. We're coming up on Easter. Are we reflecting on that? Are we truly doing, are we wanting to do what Christ is telling us to do? Well, that's it for this edition of the Daily Bible Podcast. And just as a quick note, over the next few days, tomorrow we have Good Friday, then we have Easter. Good Friday and Easter, I'm going to do something different. Good Friday, I'm going to read the Passion account of Christ in the Gospel of Matthew. And on Easter, I'm going to read the account of his resurrection And on Saturday, we'll continue on where we left off here. So hope you enjoyed this edition of the Daily Bible Podcast. Thank you for all your prayers and well wishes. I am back, and forgive the raspiness in my voice. But as always, if you enjoy the show, please rate it, please share it, and email me if you have any questions, comments, concerns. Hopewithin18@gmail.com. God bless you guys. Thank you so much for listening. Have a great day.